child. Many of us had experiences where the neighborhood raised you. And we're kind of going back, we're kind of old school, and we kind of do that around here. By day's end, most of the damaged decorations had been restored. The mayor says it was a problem handled without police and a lesson taught by the elders of this neighborhood. These children, I do believe, will never forget the experience they had as a result of a neighbor making a difference in their life. In Trotwood, Letitia Perry, News Center 7.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with Chief Meteorologist McCall Vrydaghs.
Again, not very often, here we are in December, almost the middle part of December, and we're dealing with severe weather, the potential for tornadoes. We're seeing some devastation to the south of us and to the west of us, McCall.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, James, it's not very common that we deal with this type of severe weather, not only in the month of December, but we're talking about coming in the overnight hours. Yesterday, I told you the last time we had a tornado in the Miami Valley in the month of December was in 2015, and that may be the only year in the past 10 to 20 years that actually happened. When we look at live Doppler 7 radar right now behind me, we do have some intense rain, we have a frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and for the most part, a few gusty winds, but that's it. We don't have severe weather crossing through the area quite yet. Notice out in New Lebanon, back to the south and west of Miamisburg through Middletown, some very heavy rain, and a lot of lightning starting to show up on live Doppler 7. Elsewhere, north and east, moderate to heavy rain at times, but generally just steady through Centerville, Beaver Creek, Fairborn, into the Enon area. This is not the severe potential. That is still to our west. And you can see this strong line of thunderstorms now entering northwestern Indiana and southwestern Indiana. There are several severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings along that line. And that line extends back into western Kentucky and Tennessee, all the way back into Arkansas. Several tornadoes that have been destructive tonight, and we're watching those as they propagate to the east. As this line moves in, as we move past midnight tonight, that's when we're going to see that severe weather potential. For the time being, the Miami Valley is not under a tornado watch, but it is not too far away. Very likely, if we do not have the watch extended, we will have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings tonight with the possibility of becoming tornadic. So it is one of those nights. You need to make sure that you have a way to be woken up if a warning is issued, as these winds not only are going to be damaging, but potentially could be rotating in the form of a tornado. So wind gusts 60 miles per hour or greater. We have a moderate risk for that across the Miami Valley. A lower risk for an isolated brief tornado, but not a zero risk. Going to watch out for that tonight, and then localized flash flooding due to the amount of rain that is coming in with these storms. Our temperatures in the Miami Valley, we're sitting at 60 degrees right now, and it's just about 11:20 p.m. To our south and west, temperatures around that 70-degree mark. This is fuel for these storms to work with, and we can see on our storm fuel futurecast that it shows that we are going to have the ability to increase that threat for thunderstorms past midnight, where we see some of that red there in the southern Miami Valley, even through 5 o'clock in the morning. This is CAPE. This is what we call convective available potential energy. Basically, energy for these storms to work with to become severe, and still a little bit left over through even 8 o'clock in the morning. So here's futurecast for you. I take you hour by hour. Right around midnight, 12:30, we see some of those storms from the west approaching that Indiana-Ohio border. These storms will come through, intense rain there through about 1:32 a.m. and still tracking through about 3 a.m., 4 o'clock in the morning. May get a little break there at 5 a.m., but the front itself has still not come through, so we're going to get another batch of some thunderstorms once again shortly after daybreak, with those showers eventually diminishing as we head through the rest of your Saturday. But it's going to be a windy day. Winds gusting tonight anywhere between 30 to 40 miles per hour. That's 2 a.m. when those storms come in. Then through the day tomorrow, storms end, and then we have some winds gusting 45 to nearly 50 miles per hour. Strongest winds expected in the northern Miami Valley. That's why there's a wind advisory in effect from 4 a.m. tonight through 7 p.m. tomorrow. And those temperatures are going to drop once these storms end. We are in the 60s up until they begin, and then once we get through the morning, we're going to watch those numbers falling back into the 30s by the end of the day tomorrow. So it will feel like we're switching seasons from spring to winter in less than 12 hours. Sunny skies return Sunday and Monday, and we warm up with our next chance for showers later next week. James?
This place gives us hope.
because if we didn't have this place right here, we wouldn't have nothing.
This Miami Valley charity has helped out hundreds of women, including the woman you just heard from. Now a business wants to give back to a nonprofit that has given so much to others.